evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Broncos franchise on Madden 22. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. Let's see here. We are in week 3, but we've got some negotiations and some important ones here. Obviously, Surtain is a big one. Javonte Williams a big one. We need to decide what we're going to do with Justin Simmons, because I don't know if we can bring him back for 4 years when he's already 30. Now, he's really good. I might try and sign him to a 3-year deal because I think we can still get pretty good value out of him over that stretch. But let's start right here because this one is key. Superstar X Factor. I mean, he's basically one of the best cornerbacks in the game already. He's going to continue to get a little bit better over the next 3 years or so, and then he's going to start to drop off. Now, he wants 5 years. I'm totally fine doing that. In fact, as good as he's going to be, I would probably actually like to have him locked up for even longer, but I don't know that that's realistic. So what we might be better off doing is trying to sign him to a 5-year deal, and then in that age 30 season, try and bring him back at a lesser price tag. So 5 years, 81. So 5 years, 80 million would be 16 million a year. And I think that that's actually a pretty good deal. Let's see if we can get him to go for this right here. Okay. He wants more money. And we can probably figure out a way to make that work. Now, Javonte Williams, basically the same story. He's got that superstar dev trait. He is a running back, so realistically, at like age 28, we would assume he's going to peak and then dive off really quick, as with most running backs. So a 5-year deal at this point is really pushing it, but he only wants about $7 million a year, and at a premium position, I think I'm actually okay with this. So let's see if we can just bring it down just a hair and get him to go for it. Now, this might be a little bit off from what he wants. Okay. We'll keep feathering those until we get to where we want them, but I think that both of those guys will be back on this team. We got to be careful. If we get one of them upset to where they try and test free agency, we can bring them back to the table through the talent tree or whatever, but we don't want to press that too much. So next week, I think we get aggressive on both of those guys and see if we can get them signed. Now, against the Raiders, yeah, let's try and slow down Josh Jacobs. I'm worried about him more so than the passing game. We've done a pretty decent job slowing down passing attacks. And then blitz counter. Yep. We're going to be simming this game anyway, so we're going to basically just kind of go with what they suggest defensively, and then offensively, it's always going to be blitz counter when we sim. Rush for 150, and let's get some sacks. All right. So if anything left, it'll be player upgrades. I don't know if we've got any. We do. Who's it gonna be? Will McPherson. Nice. Really still want to see him get up to a star dev trade, but he's a pretty good player for as young as he is. I mean, he's only 24, and he's already an 80 overall. So he'll have a few more years to continue to develop and be pretty good for us over that stretch. All right, we are ready to go. Let's do it. No horsing around this week. Let's get after it. Let's get a win here. 3-0 would be nice. If we lose, we play that week 4 game. How about that? 17-3. We gave up 3 points over the last 2 weeks. So let's go to the schedule. And see what happened here. We've only given up 17 points so far this season. Forget the box score. We'll find it all here. We sacked Derek Carr 7 times, and he only threw for 140 yards. So what was the total passing yards for them on the day? Well, they call it 140, but I don't think that accounts for sacks or whatever. Anyway, Brett Morris, another interception. So that's 3 in 3 games. We're going to have to get that figured out. But he's been pretty good for us, all in all. Javonte Williams was okay. Carl Mayweather was their leading carrier. Josh Jacobs, I don't know if he left the game or what. I don't see any fumbles, so that's good. Jerry Jeudy, a big day. Marquise Brown was pretty good for them. Tim Patrick, a nice day. Noah Fant, another touchdown. He's off to a good start this year. Held Darren Waller to just 1 catch. And that's pretty much all the noteworthy ones there. Now, how about tackles? 14 for Shaq Thompson. Dang. Our leading tackler only had 4 tackles. That's how much we had the ball in this game. You gotta be kidding, guys. How about 2.5 sacks for Kenny Young, 2.5 for Webster. Shaq Thompson had 1. Chubb had 1. Ngakoue had 1. And Draymond Jones had 1. The interception, Von Fowler for them. And the rookie, Sammy Webster. That a boy? Let's just look at kicking just in case anything squirrely happened. Nothing there. And nothing real crazy there. I still wish Madden would introduce an element of, like, a little bit of variability on kick distances. Like, if you really get one perfect, it should send that baby like 60 yards. But it shouldn't be every time that you get that. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a dev trait or something that some punters have a higher percentage of those than others. We're always going to preach the team mentality, unless I have a guy that's out there throwing for 400 yards a game or whatever, but that ain't going to happen. So, breakout player. Oh, come on, be Sammy Webster. Or no, it's not, because he still has a hidden dev trait. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, Jerry Jeudy. He's already a superstar, so this would get him to an X factor, which we don't necessarily need, but it sure would be nice. Because I think we already have him locked up for a while, don't we? All right. Back to the negotiating table, and Patrick Surtain wanted $81.6 million over. I think we dropped that down like that. Let's just go back to where we were before and see if he'll take it. Boom. All right, so we got him locked up. Now, how much cap money do we actually even have? Oh, we've got tons. So why are we getting squirrely here? Let's put that up there, go like that, and let's just sign this bad boy. Boom. We don't need to mess around. Now, this one we can maybe tinker with. I want to get him on a 3-year deal. He wants about $10 million a year. So let's see if we can drop that back down. Which means the signing bonus, if we go up, he would appreciate that. So let's go like that maybe. That's more per year than he was asking for. Let's see if he'll take it. See, he likes the salary, which means we might even be able to come down on the salary and go up on the bonus, but I don't want to lock him in for 4 years. That's a little bit longer for a free safety than I'm comfortable with, because you just don't know how long he's going to go before he starts to regress. All right, so what I'm going to do now is get ready for this game against the Chargers, and then, hang on a second. So defend the outside run, sure. Their offense is really good, both passing and rushing so far this year, so there's that. Now here, we're going to go with basically our same strategy as before, but we're actually going to go pass for 275 in this one, and we're going to go, yeah, we'll still go with sacks. The reason I'm going pass for 275, the Chargers have such a good offense that this might turn into a shootout, and if it does, I think the passing yards will be a little bit easier to come by. So that's the logic with that. Now we have 33 staff points, so we can definitely spend some of those. Plus, we might have player upgrades. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Who we got? Netane Moody, who's been out. He's up to an 80 overall. We'll get him back mid-season. Bubba Van Buren. Awesome name, by the way. So he is a 68 overall. At least in the field general aspect. Noah Fant, going with the possession one. It didn't help his vertical overall, but he's a pretty good player for us, and will continue to be for several more years. So, I honestly, there are not a lot of positions on this team right now that I'm like, yeah, I could live with somebody better at that position. There are maybe a couple, but we won't name any names. Alright, franchise staff. Oh, by the way, if you can't tell, I am battling a head cold. It might be COVID, but I'm not sure. So, anyway. I'm kind of in quarantine anyway because I work from home. So, there's really no point in me testing myself. Alright, what were we spending these on? Player personnel. Boom. Trade value. Yes. And then down here, trade value, yes. So we've got one more to purchase there. Then we'll come over here to the free agent tree, although that one's not going to add a ton of value for me, but we got to spend the points on something. Might as well make it that. But we're not going to need to sign a lot of like top-notch free agents anymore if we continue to draft as well as we have been. So I think we're doing okay. All right, let's go ahead and advance this week. And so this is week 4. We won in week 1. Now we're simming for our 3rd game in a row. So even if we win this one, we will play the next game. Because it's either play or sim until you lose or 3 games, whichever comes first. And we won again. Heck yeah, guys. So this is awesome. 4-0 start. Beat a couple of division opponents. Team victory gets us 25 XP for everybody on the roster. Which should get us some player upgrades. We've got a breakout teammate scenario here. Oh, okay. So, Jerry Jeudy did not get his breakout scenario. But that's okay. He's still really good. And like the strength of this team continues to be running the football. All right, going up against Mahomes, we are going to go with excellent coverage. We've had actually a little bit of luck getting interceptions against him. A combo of 4 pass deflections and interceptions combined is the goal. And we're getting coverage boosts, which should help with that process. So, feel pretty good there. Although, I don't care if we get those. I just want to win. Alright, so let's go ahead and get ready for this game. And then, yeah. And then we'll play it. Alright, so he didn't like the salary. Wait, what did it say? I think he was okay with the... Let's look at it again. He'd like a better bonus and duration. I'm not going to give you a better duration, but I will give you a little bit better bonus. 3 years. That's pushing 11 million a year. Now, he's a really good safety, so... Boom. Got him. That's maybe a little bit aggressive, but I think we have the freedom to do it right now because we've got a really healthy situation with the salary cap. Garrett Bowles. What do we do here? Because we've got a couple of good young tackles, but I don't think that both of them would be ready to be like really good starter material next year. Bowles is still pretty good, but that is a very steep price tag for one season. I think we're going to stall and not renegotiate with him until later this year and see how much money we still have available. Alec Ingold, still one of the better fullbacks in the game. I'm totally fine just trying to make him a offer somewhere in the neighborhood of what he wants. Yep, he's coming back, and that's it for this week. Garrett Bowles still wants to negotiate, but we're going to wait and do that until, we're going to wait and do that later this year. All right, so weekly strategy. Against the Chiefs, it's definitely going to be defend the deep, no, not defend the outside run. Not at all worried about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We are worried about Mahomes. Blitz counter is going to be the strategy here. And then, so for the goals, it's going to be run for 150 yards. I think we're going to go interception. If we don't get an interception, we're probably not going to win anyway. So let's also try and slow them down on the ground. If we can stall the running game early to where they kind of get away from it, and then we start dropping a bunch of guys back in coverage, that's when Mahomes tends to get himself in trouble. He will make throws that are, poor decisions. We've got a bye coming up next week, which is good. That's 1 week where with Moody out, it won't matter because we don't have a game anyway. So, all right, we're going to have a bunch of upgrades. What I'm going to do is just show you who they're for, and then I'll do them off screen. So Caden Stearns, Baron Browning, Quan Burgess, Gervasi, the rookie left tackle, Lindsey Green, Nolan Bennett, another backup left tackle, James Webster, Draymond Jones, Quinn Miners, Benny Snell, Andre Dillard, our backup right tackle, Nick Nelson, Corey Bryant, our starting right tackle, the rookie Rajon McMillan, and then Lloyd Cushenberry. That's a bunch. A lot on the offensive line, too, which I really like. All right, so it is time now. We are ready to go on out to Arrowhead Stadium. We're on the road here against the Chiefs, but both teams coming in 4-0. This is going to be a big one. And you see the Raiders are 3-1, so this is a big game in the division early on in the season, and then we'll head into the bye week. So it'd be nice to go into that with a high note, sitting at 5-0 and in first place in the AFC West. So let's go on out there and see if we can get her done. And here we are at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos. These two teams both coming in at 4-0, off to great starts here in the early going of the season, and definitely contenders in the AFC West, if not all of the NFL this season. So it's going to be the Broncos kicking off to start things off, out of the back of the end zone, and here comes Pat Mahomes and this Kansas City offense. Get a look at his numbers through 4 games. He's only got 5 touchdowns, but averaging about 300 yards a game and just 1 interception, so doing a pretty good job taking care of the football so far this year. 2nd and 2 from the 33. He swings it out to Travis Kelce, and he's going to get that to the 46-yard line. A gain of 13 and another first down, but now 3rd and 15, and it's going to be nearly picked off here, broken up, and the Chiefs will have to punt. Corey Bryant back to return, takes it at about the 17. He's only going to get a couple of yards on the return, and Denver will start at their own 20. So now we'll get a look at the numbers for Brett Morris through 4 games this year. He's only got about 1,000 yards through that stretch, but 9 touchdowns, very impressive, but only averaging an interception per game, which is higher than he would like to see. So we'll see if he can take care of the football in this one. They're going to go to the ground here on 3rd and 3. Javonte Williams picks up the first down. Now another 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. He's hit. They call that a fumble, but it did look like his arm was going forward. Nonetheless, the Broncos able to recover. It sets up 4th down and long, and they would have to punt it away. So both teams punts on their opening drives after just 1 first down. Mecole Hardman brings it back to the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs will start there. 1st and 10. Mahomes looking to throw. They try to set up the screen, but Will McPherson all over that one. Blows it up for a loss of 5 on the play. And now 3rd down and 11. Mahomes with plenty of time, but he is going to get sacked from behind by Bradley Chubb, who got loose for the sack. Sets up 4th down and long. They would have to punt again. Orlando Brown shaken up on that play. 3rd and 6 on the ensuing drive. Pass is complete to Noah Fant. He gets across midfield to the 46-yard line. Denver into Kansas City territory for the first time in the game. Now 1st and 10. It's going to be complete to Cortland Sutton, and that gets him down to the 33-yard line and into field goal range. Now 2nd and 3. They go play action. Morris rolling out. He's going to swing it out to Alec Ingold, who gets it down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 12 and another 1st down. Now 3rd and 3 from the 8. They go up the middle with Javonte Williams. He takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line, setting up 1st and goal. And with Kansas City backed up to their own goal line, 1st and goal, they just give it to Javonte Williams, and he takes it in for the score. And Denver on the board first as they lead 7-0 after the extra point. That was a 10-play, 67-yard drive to give them the early lead. On the ensuing drive, 2nd down and 5. Travis Kelce has the catch, and he's got it to the 37-yard line, good for a 1st down. And we'll see if Kansas City can come down and score, as it's now early in the 2nd quarter here. They try to set up the screen again. Will McPherson read it perfectly, so Mahomes had nowhere to go with it. Bradley Chubb getting loose again, and he's going to get up, collect his 2nd sack. After they punt, now 3rd and 10 for Denver, and it's going to be Tim Patrick on 3rd and 10 going up over the defender to make the grab, and he's got it all the way down to the 38-yard line. A wonderful catch there, as he just outsized the man that was covering him, jumped up, reached over him, makes the grab. Now 1st and 10 from the 25. It's Jerry Jeudy, has that down to the 11-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Now 1st and goal from the 1. They give it to Alec Ingold up the middle, and the fullback takes it in, and it's now a 2-score advantage for Denver with 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. Now it's Mahomes looking to throw. He's got it to Shelby for a 1st down all the way into Denver territory at the 47-yard line. The young receiver with a nice grab there. Then he's going to swing it out to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's got it to the 37 and another 1st down. Now 1st and 10 from the 19. Mahomes looking to throw, has some time. Can't find anybody though. Holds on to it way too long and drops back in the pocket. It is a sack by Jones. A loss of 13 on the play. That would set up 2nd down and long, as we're now about 4 minutes to go in the half. They get it to 3rd and 14. Mahomes going deep down the middle into traffic, and that is going to be picked off by Simmons. A big mistake there by Mahomes. He was trying to make something happen on 3rd and long, and instead of a long field goal try, they are going to get no points. Now Denver going to work on offense. Morris going deep down the sideline to Sutton. He goes up and makes a fantastic grab. That's good for 27 yards. Now 1st and 10 from the 41. They go play action. He's going to dump it off to Javonte Williams in the flat, and he's got it down to the 31-yard line. Another 1st down for Denver. Now 1st and 10 from the 21. Morris looking to throw. He swings it across the middle to Jerry Jeudy, and it's a foot race to the corner of the end zone, and he wins, gets in for the touchdown, and that, the first touchdown pass of the day for Brett Morris, and it makes it 21-0. And now 3rd and 6 on the ensuing drive with just 12 seconds left. It is tipped up into the air and picked off by Sammy Webster at the 41-yard line. Denver with one shot to maybe take a chance downfield. Brett Morris going to take it. He fires it deep down the sideline for Cortland Sutton. Incomplete, but flag on the play. Pass interference puts him all the way down well into the red zone with 6 seconds left. They're going to kick a 27-yard field goal to make it 24-0 at the half. Denver all over Kansas City, as the Chiefs offense unable to do anything here in the first half of this one, and they've got to get it going in the second half. We'll see if they can do so, but so far it has been all Denver. They've created a couple of turnovers. They're throwing the ball well. They're running it pretty well. Kansas City just doing nothing offensively so far in this one. We'll take a look at some scores around the league, as it's Buffalo hosting Jacksonville, and they are up 25-7. Both of those teams coming into this one at 2-2, but Trevor Lawrence with 3 interceptions already in just the first half of action there in Buffalo. Then Carolina hosting Tampa Bay, but they are getting beat 21-7. by the 0-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a rookie QB in Joe Hayden. He's got 2 touchdowns in the first half of that one. Then we go to the Windy City. It's Chicago and the Lions, and it's 14-13 and a good one going there. The Bears coming into this one at 3-1, Lions 1-3, and it's Justin Fields with 109 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the first half of that one. First play of the second half, it's Javonte Williams. He gets loose. A huge run here to start the second half. Not what Kansas City wanted, as he takes it all the way to the Kansas City 24-yard line. He's now got 88 yards on 11 carries. They would have to settle for a field goal, but 2 minutes into the second half, they are already adding to their lead, and it is 27-0. Now Kansas City, 3rd down and 9 on the ensuing drive, trying to avoid 3 and out. He's going to go deep for Mecole Hardman, and he got a step on Willis, makes the catch. He is tackled just before he can reach the end zone, but it is going to be 1st and goal, a huge pickup through the air there. Now 3rd down and goal from the 6. Mahomes looking to throw, but he can't find anybody, and here he comes again. Bradley Chubb, his 3rd sack of the day. That would make it 4th and goal from the 19. Kansas City has to settle for the field goal here. Not what they wanted, as they trail by 24 even after the field goal. Now 3rd and 8 on the ensuing drive, and a chance for Kansas City, if they can come away with a quick stop, to maybe swing the momentum, but it's Trey Stevenson with the reception down the middle. That gets him out around midfield, but now 3rd and 3, and that pass intended for Burgess, but incomplete, and the Broncos would have to punt. So Gervasi sends it away. It's going to bounce backwards and be downed at the 8-yard line, so Kansas City going to have to go a long way if they want to put up points on this one. Here's a good start. Swings it outside to Edwards-Helaire. Looked like a late hit out of bounds, but he got away with it. Now 3rd and 5 from the 27. That's complete to Shelby. Nice spin move as he gets away from Ojemudia and has it out to the 43-yard line. Now Mahomes over 200 yards passing on the afternoon, but 3rd and 10 from the 45. That pass is going to be complete to Shelby, but he is tackled short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 from the 36. Kansas City going to go for it. They give it to Edwards-Helaire up the middle, but he is stuffed, and that is not what they wanted to see, as Denver takes over after the turnover on downs. Now 27-3. They're going play action. He sends it deep for Burgess. That is going to be pass interference, and they would put the ball all the way down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. They give it to Williams. He goes to the outside, trots into the end zone. That's going to pretty much put this one out of reach. That would make it 34-3. And Kansas City unable to get back into this one. 37-10 your final. They pretty much got dominated in all facets of the game. Just 16 yards rushing as a team. Mahomes threw the ball okay, but 3 interceptions is not going to get it done. And that was pretty much what put this one in Denver's pocket early on. He was 31 of 41 with 301 yards and a touchdown, but those 3 picks are not what you want to see from him. 15 for 22 for Brett Morris, 205 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions for the first time on the season. Then Javonte Williams, 16 carries, 104 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Stevenson, just 27 yards on 7 carries. Edwards-Helaire, 16 yards on 6 rushes, as they never got him going. Benny Snell getting into the action with 44 yards on 6 carries. You see Ingold had a touchdown run on his only carry of the day. Brett Morris did get credited for a fumble at one point, but they did recover that one. Quintez Cephas, as you see there, ended up with 9 catches for 73 yards, kind of quietly led all receivers in the receptions category. Travis Kelce, 7 catches, but just 48 yards. Edwards-Helaire able to get a 39-yard day through the air with a touchdown, so not a complete waste for him statistically. Jerry Jeudy, 57 yards and a touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches for 20 yards apiece. And then Tim Patrick, the nice 30-yard grab that we saw earlier. The tight ends for Denver not getting a whole lot of action in this one, but not a big deal. Nick Bolton led all tacklers with 15 on the day. Will McPherson had 9 for Denver, including 2 for a loss and a sack. You'll see Bradley Chubb ended the day with 3 sacks. Draymond Jones got 1 as well. And the only sack for Kansas City was for Justin Ashley, the outside linebacker out of California. Then we take a look at the interceptions. It was 2 for Justin Simmons ultimately, and Sammy Webster came with 1 on the tip interception. It's McManus going 3 for 3 in terms of field goals, and then adds 4 extra points. Butker hit a 36-yard field goal. and an extra point. Gervasi 2 punts, a net average of 43.5 yards on the day. Jamie Gillen only had to punt once. And either way, Denver gets the win in this one, 37-10. All right, so before we wrap up, going to show you the post-game action here. Is Brett Morris getting a player upgrade? I haven't really been showing you these upgrades that have happened after the games for whatever reason, but it's probably something that we should start showing. So, again, Brett Morris getting one. He's up to an 82 overall with that upgrade. Sammy Webster getting one as he continues to play well for us. Now has a couple of interceptions, and I think we could have a hidden gem right here at the cornerback position, which could position us very well long term at the cornerback spot. So we'll see how that continues to unfold. But I'm really liking what he's bringing to the table so far. And that's a pretty good upgrade right there. And then Botker, who's playing left guard for us right now as the starter, gets an upgrade, which helps in the absence of Moody. So there's that. Now let's get back to the main screen. We have a fair amount of staff points to spend now because we got a bunch in that game. And then you'll see here, we probably swept everything that we needed as far as goals on the day. So really happy with how the team played in that game, frankly. We get 25 XP. Patrick Surtain is now an X Factor, if I saw that right. So I thought we missed that window, but whatever. We'll take it. Now, players ready to negotiate. I think that is still Garrett Bowles, so we don't need to do anything there. Let's go ahead and spend our staff points. Now we're 5-0. We're back to where when we start the next episode, we will be doing some simulation. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get the staff points spent here. I could go down the free agent tree, but we've already got those. And as I think about it, our team is pretty well established as far as the roster goes. I don't think we're going to need to do a whole lot in free agency to where these are going to add a lot of value. I think we're better off coming over here and spending our money. So we're actually going to come down here instead. So we'll go impact blocking for fullbacks, get the bonus there, run block finesse, get that, and now we've got 8 more points to spend, or 9, and that's perfect because we can either get impact blocking for wide receivers or awareness for offensive linemen, which I think is the better value. So that's a good episode right there. We pick up several more wins, off to a 5-0 start, first place in the division. I don't know if the Raiders won. Let's go ahead and advance to week 6, just so we're kind of there. Actually, it's a bye week, so we'll go ahead and get through that in this episode, so that when we start the next one, it's, just game activity from the get-go. So the GM spotlight, let's see who they're looking at here for potential prospect. Halfback Sheldon Elam. Now, we'll put a heart on him or whatever, but I don't think it's likely that we'll be drafting a halfback unless it's like somebody who we think could be really good and they're still there in the later rounds. But we'll probably have some priorities ahead of them. But let's look at Sheldon Elam out of Alabama, 221 pounds, so he's a pretty big, strong back, hypothetically. Let's look at the physicals. Speed is not the greatest, but he does have good strength. His change of direction is not very good either, so this is probably not a guy that we would be drafting. But anyway, not a big deal. We're pretty well set at halfback with Williams and Stevenson as our 1-2 punch for a while. For the bye week, we will definitely go with rest and relaxation. That's what we pretty much always pick anyway, so no reason to stray from that strategy. Get the injury boost, we get the morale boost. Those are 2 very good things. The alternative just gets you a small XP boost, but I believe it dings your morale. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. All right, Garrett Bowles, we're going to continue to hold off. Tim Patrick, I think we're going to go ahead and let him go. Next year, I think Burgess will be just as good as him, if not better, because he's 77 overall, normal dev trait, 30 years old. He's getting worse year after year for us right now, so I think next year he's probably like a 75 overall. And if we go ahead and just show you, just so you know that I'm not, losing my mind here, I'm pretty sure Burgess is already close to that rating anyway. So, yeah, Burgess is a 70. So, like, they're 5 apart. That gap is going to close across the rest of this season. So, I think that's the right move. Anyway, what's done is done. So, weekly strategy doesn't matter when it's a bye week. I could mess with the full pads versus half pads, but we're not even going to bother with it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just get this week behind us. Give everybody a true kind of light week of activity. Get everyone nice and fresh and healthy. For another couple of home games, we got the Falcons and the Steelers on the horizon. We've got player upgrades because of the XP bonuses. We'll probably have a bunch, so as usual, we'll just show you who they are and then do them off screen. Bradley Chubb, Kari Willis, Sean Harold, Josie Jewell, Jamar Johnson, Jonathan Cooper, Byron Cowart. Bubba gets another one. Patrick Surtain is the last one. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and move forward. I see that the Raiders did win last week, so we're still just one game ahead in the division. So it's still tight in the AFC West, but you start 5-0, it is extremely likely you're going to be in the playoffs, so I'm not real worried about it. Now, we're going to go ahead and call it here. I've never seen this press conference with Next Man Up, so I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but we'll take a look at that in the beginning of the next episode. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?